Welcome to Astro Weatherman. All right, so this is the full moon of November 2024, and it's going to go, it begins on November the 15th, and it's going to go until Thursday, November the 21st. All right, and so because this is a full moon, there's a lot going to be happening because you have the moon you've got the Earth in the middle, you've got the sun on one end, and the moon on the opposite end, on the nighttime side of our planet. And so you have this tug of war between the sun and the moon, and that energizes and it brings a lot of tension in the atmosphere. So it's going to affect our weather in very significant ways. Not only that, but I'm going to show you here in just a second with the astrological charts. The moon right now is in conjunction, or it means it's hooked up with the planet Uranus. And that is going to create a lot of crazy situations throughout the world this upcoming week. There could be lots of crazy weather going on, a lot of instability going on with the weather, even the possibility of earthquakes. Hopefully not, but we just have to mention it because Uranus definitely is a planet that brings about a lot of earthquakes because it likes to shake things up. And so, literally, the Earth gets shooken up. So, there could be the possibility of earthquakes this upcoming week because it's also a full moon. Remember, the new moon and the full moon, they bring a lot of mm, energy into the planet. That's where lots of major events can occur. So, being that it's a full moon and the moon is making a hookup or a conjunction to Uranus, um, yeah, there is that possibility. Otherwise, there can be a lot of crazy weather systems happening around the world too. So, we're going to see a lot of that maybe in the news. Anyways, so personally, with Uranus and the moon making this conjunction together, and I'm going to show you I might as well just show you right now. So just give me one second. All right, we're back. Now, this is the astrological chart for the upcoming lunar week. And what I really wanted to show you here was this pairing right here. So this is a symbol for the moon and Uranus, okay? Right down here. And that pairing, and with this chart as well, this one shows, so this is a symbol for the moon, that's a symbol for Uranus, and this is the symbol for a conjunction, meaning they're hooked up. Okay, so on a personal level, how is this going to affect you and us on personally? This is a great week if you want to like make changes to your life, if you want to make some breakthroughs, you want to innovate, renovate, you want to reinvent. This is a great week to do that. Get rid of any bad habits that you have in your life. This is a great time to do it. Okay, so, and don't be surprised if at the same time, there could be some curveballs coming our way this week that we're not expecting. So if that's the case, then just be flexible, go with the flow, and things should should work themselves out. Now, on this is also because Uranus rules over things like our social groups, organizations, our friends, and so could be a week where we could be getting together more with friends or getting communication happening more with friends and colleagues or even family. There could be more communication going on. This is a great week to do networking. So if you need to network and get in touch with people and communicate, this is a great week to do that as well. And there's a mouse in my wall. Great. Just great. Okay, anyways, getting back to speaking of curveballs, there you go. So I've got a mouse. I was not expecting that, and so that's a Uranus thing. Great. Okay. Anyways, where was I? Right. He's scratching away. Anyways, um, so, in the wider world, this can also mean, in terms of politics, economics, there could be curveballs coming our way that way. So, don't be surprised if we hear in the news some unexpected twists and turns happening that are going to throw curveballs our way. Now, Uranus involves things like because it involves things like groups and organizations, this could be a time where there could be things like strikes or protests or some interesting, crazy stuff happening in the media. So we'll see what happens, but it should be an interesting week that way because of Uranus, okay? And I think that's about it for now. We'll see what happens. All right, and go from there. Now, I don't want to say volcano, but volcanoes can happen with earthquakes and that sort of thing as well with Uranus. So hopefully not. Hopefully nothing happens. But anyways, we'll see. We just have to put that out there because that's what the energy involves. All right, so let's get on to North American weather and see how the planets are affecting Canada, the United States, and Mexico. All right, let's see. Okay, folks, let's begin with Canada, and we're going to see what planets are affecting your weather. We're going to start on the west coast, BC, and again, this is going to be a whole mess of systems that are happening all over North America. So, hold on to your hats for a lot of regions, anyways. So we're going to have some crazy weather systems going on. So in BC, we've got Mars and Mercury. So Mars is the red line. Mercury is um, this mustard colored line. And Mars is going to be very strong here, and it's making this opposition to Pluto, this full moon period. That's going to be very unstable. This is going to bring a lot of storms. It's going to excite the atmosphere, bring a lot of energy to the atmosphere that could bring very volatile and sometimes even violent weather is possible with Mars in that aspect. Mercury brings wind, so there could be some strong windstorms that happen this full moon period. So expect a lot of volatility this upcoming week, okay? Um, so yeah, just prepare for that. As you move further inland to the further east you go, you've got this pink line, and that's the Jupiter line. And Jupiter is going to be, it's going to bring much better weather, more of a mix of sun and clouds, some windy days, no doubt, a lot of more sunshine, and some warm weather. But there's still going to be this brown line here, Saturn, affecting the southeastern regions of BC, and that can bring clouds and some days that are going to be colder, gloomier, and bring more moisture. So a really, really mixed bag roller coaster of weather throughout BC. Alberta, you've got Saturn going right through you, and Saturn right now is making, a square to Mercury, and that's going to be conflictive so it's going to bring some volatile weather this week, and especially some strong winds, and it can bring some rain or snow, and it's going to bring the temperature down. Jupiter, the pink line, however, is still in Alberta, especially towards the west. And so it'll still bring in some nice warm weather days this week. Neptune is just to the east, so all these weather systems. Now Neptune is in a good mood, normally brings some moisture, but because it's making some pretty good aspects to other planets, it's not going to be too bad. It'll bring some cloudier days, maybe some fog. So some fog at night or some fog in the morning, that can happen, but not bad. So otherwise, another kind of a roller coaster week for Alberta. There will be again a day or two. There's going to be some volatile weather involved, but overall, I think it will be a generally nice week for Alberta. All right. And then we move to Saskatchewan. Overall, Neptune is nice, so I think you're gonna have a nice week. Some fog, some cloudy days, but temperatures near normal or average. This green line is Venus, and Venus right now is going to be a classic Venus. So there's gonna be some days where there's gonna be some moisture coming in. It could be, depending on the temperature nowadays, it could be coming down in form of rain or some snow flurries, but not bad. So overall, I don't think you're gonna have a bad week. Manitoba, you're going to be sort of in sandwiched between Venus, which is not a bad week. You're going to have some moisture, no doubt, but you're also going to have this sun moon connection, and they're making this conjunction to Uranus actually. And so you can expect some volatile weather this week. It's going to be a roller coaster week where you're going to have some, mix of sun and clouds and passing again, depending on the temperature, um, moisture. It could be in the form of rain or snow that'll come your way. So it's gonna be kind of a some crazy, crazy days. We're gonna have, it starts off nice and sunny and clear skies, and all of a sudden, boom, a passing storm system moves through, and then boom, it's cloudy or it's clear and sunny again. So it's going to be a lot of systems coming your way. So it'll be an active week. Ontario now, Ontario, you've got a couple of things going on here. Um, you got the sun and the moon, and that's this orange line right here. They're conjunct, so they're hooked up, which basically means they're going to be throwing a lot of mixed weather days. So some sun, some clouds, some moisture. This purple line is Uranus, and Uranus is making some challenging aspects to the moon, which so then basically it means there's going to be volatile days, some storms passing through, some sunny, nice days. It's going to be a mixed bag. It's going to be a crazy week of weather. All right. So just prepare for everything, Ontario. And Quebec, same thing. You've got this purple line, Uranus, with this black line, Pluto, and this red line, Mars. That's a very volatile combination. And so right now they're not in a good mood with each other. They're kind of arguing planetary wise. So that means that there's going to be a lot of activity in the atmosphere, lots of um, instability. So expect storm systems moving through crazy jumps and dips in temperature. A few nice days, and then all of a sudden some really, mm, you know, nasty days of weather, and it'll be all over the place. So again, a crazy week of weather for Quebec and the Maritimes, same thing. You're in the middle of this red line here, Mars. This the mustard line, Mercury. That can bring a lot of volatility in the atmosphere. Um, Lots of storm systems passing through and wind. Wind could be a thing this week. Mercury brings a lot of wind, especially with Mars. So don't be surprised if there's going to be a lot of, um, you know, and again, highly changeable days, um, and the weather is going to be volatile. I think you just need to prepare for that. Now you got this pink line towards the east. Um, that's Jupiter. That does bring some nice, warm, sunny days, but overall, too much volatility going on. So throughout Canada, it's going to be a little crazy. Other than for Alberta and Saskatchewan, I think they're going to be the more calm areas of Canada. Okay, let's go to the US. Okay, USA. Let's see what's going on with the planets in your weather. All right, so first things first, let's start on the west coast and then we'll proceed inland and see what is going on. All right, so first of all, in the upper northwest corner of the states, this mustard line here, that's Mercury. All right, and Mercury is going to be paired with, energetically speaking, anyways, it's going to be paired with this guy right up here, that's Mars. So both Mars and Mercury are going to be active for the northwest regions of the United States. And Mars brings a lot of heat to the atmosphere, and it's making a challenging connection with Pluto right now, so it's going to bring a lot of conflict to the atmosphere. That's going to be storms and some strong storms, especially with Mercury. Could be, moisture with wind. So Mercury and Mars normally they almost bring like hurricane force type of events. So I mean, in the upper northwest, obviously, hurricanes don't form, but it could be very strong winds and strong storms. So just be aware of that. All right. So it's going to be a volatile week. Now, this pink line, Jupiter, um, goes down to Southern California. So they're going to have some nice, warm, sunny weather this week. You got this brown line, Saturn, and that's going to bring about some cloudy days and maybe even some passing showers as well. So that can happen. But with Saturn is making a square to Mercury right now, so that can bring in some um, wind, some strong wind. Now, there have been fires that have been occurring in Southern California, and when Jupiter is in alignment with a bad alignment with Mercury, it's called an opposition, and Saturn is square to Mercury, that could enhance fire problems. Okay, so just be aware of that, especially with strong winds and warmth, and uh, hopefully Saturn actually brings in some moisture to help with any fires that are lingering. Now, Neptune is in a good mood right now. That's a blue line going from Montana all the way down to Arizona. So this is a nice weather area right now, okay? So pretty much from, this zone here, that's a nice weather area. And so um, expect, mix of sun and clouds, some fog in regions, temperatures near normal. If there's going to be any moisture, there might just be a drizzle here or there, or a little flurry here or there, but nothing that's going to amount to anything. So I think that's going to be just a nice weather area. Now, as we get more into the center here, and Venus is going to be mm, not bad, not bad, okay? So again, this region here from North Dakota down through Texas. Now, Venus does bring in some clouds and it brings in some wet days. So don't be surprised if in the northern higher elevations there's going to be snow or flurries that'll fall. And in the south down, you get to Kansas, you get to Texas, there's going to be some rain. There's going to be some rainy days and cloudy days, but not bad. So again, Venus is not making any difficult aspects of the planets. So I think it'll just be, in terms of temperature, it'll be mild to warm or seasonal. And so not a bad week for you guys. Now, the further east that we go, this is where things get challenging. Okay, so basically from, oh, good Lord, I think, well, let's see here. This influence is going to roughly reach all the way down, all the way up. Oh man, get ready for a crazy week of weather because we've got um, basically this black line right here. That's Pluto, and it's making a hard aspect to Mars. And that can create extreme turbulence in the atmosphere. So basically from, Minnesota all the way down to Florida and the eastern seaboard. Expect volatile weather. You're going to have an energized atmosphere and it's going to bring storm systems. You'll have some nice sunny, warm days in between, but the atmosphere is too disturbed. So that's going to bring in some challenging weather your way for a good chunk of the country. And, the eastern seaboard, I mean, look at this. Like, my goodness, that's like there's a mess of planets happening here. You got the red line Mars, you got the purple Uranus, this orange line's the Sun Moon conjunction, black is Pluto. My God. So this is basically looking at and a lot of these planets are not making they're not in a good mood. And so that could bring in some challenging weather from days that are going to be like nice, clear, beautiful days. And all of a sudden, boom, like volatile storms and very challenging weather systems that come through. And some strong windy days. So that just prep for that. It's just going to be, again, a crazy week of weather throughout North America. Okay, let's go to Mexico. Okay, Mexico, let's see what the planets are doing to your weather. All right, so let's begin here in the northwest regions. And you have this blue line, and that is Neptune, is going to be a big one, and this pink line, which is Jupiter. And both of those now, Neptune is making some really good aspects to planets. So it's going to be nice weather, generally speaking, for you guys. All right, so I think you're going to have some nice, maybe a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a shower or two, nothing major. Jupiter's going to bring warmth and heat and sunny days. So I think Northwest Mexico is the place to be this week. Now we get into central Mexico and we have this green line, and that is Venus. And that's going to impact, a good chunk of, something like that. And that, Venus right now is going to be classic Venus. So temperatures will be warm, humid. There's going to be cloudier days, showers and rain that'll happen. Um, but overall, nothing bad. I think it'll be a generally, nice week of weather with Rain that's not going to be too strong. There'll be showers, but it'll be nice, warm, humid, not much wind. And I think overall nice week of weather. Again, if you guys need or like some rain, there's going to be showers and moisture, right? Now, here we get into some challenging weather. And then so you have this black line right here, and that's Pluto. And it's making some, again, in opposition to Mars, a very strong, challenging they're arguing together. Let's put it that way. And that's going to bring volatility to the atmosphere and a lot of heat, a lot of energy. It's going to create a lot of storms. So a lot of thunderstorms and maybe some heavy rain that will happen. And its influence is going to basically, again, the black influence here, Pluto, well, throughout most of the Caribbean, really. But since we're talking about Mexico, but otherwise, Pluto's influence is going to be like pretty much that whole region. Even down to hang on, hang on, you know, Pluto is gonna all the way even to Central America. Um, there's gonna be a lot of thunderstorms and heavy rain and moisture. So just prepare for that. All right, so there you have it, Mexico. All right, there you have it. The full moon of November 2024. All right, so stay tuned for the next video. That'll be the last quarter moon of November of 2024, and we'll see what the weather patterns have in store for North America. All right, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate all of your support, and thank you all so much for watching. And hopefully, um, this content is proving to be helpful and useful, or at the very least, interesting. Something different, that's out there. All right. Take care, guys. Catch you later.